Is he in the vehicle?
Yeah. I'm at Grace Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address. And now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. They're fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah,
You have your doors locked?
it's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay, and boom, there we all are. Hey guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, welcome to the live tonight. Of course, you guys know this is a special live for me. My husband landed here 8 years ago today from England. And so, of course, love you, honey. What's your thoughts on that, actually, now that it's been 8 years?
It's gone very fast.
I know, it doesn't really seem like it's been 8 years. Isn't it? I mean, time just flies, doesn't it? Especially as you get older, but
It's
just like,
very fast. Very fast.
yeah. Okay, so the way tonight's gonna go. Oh, you guys, I'm so rude. Hey, Adam.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, Steve.
Hey.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of just the third wheel tonight, so I'll play
No.
along.
You know you're never the third wheel ever. Adam, get out of here. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, Adam's never the third wheel. Adam's family. So the way tonight I thought would go was that for the first part of it, again, it would be mine and my husband's love story. Like, my husband has no clue that I actually made a video, in a sense, a little bit about the love story. And that's going to be about 10 minutes and 45 seconds long for that. And my thing tonight is it's also kind of like donation night. Honestly, the channel this month is I don't think it's even covered the cost of all the expenses, whatever. But so my thing was this, is that whether you want to donate or not, it doesn't really matter. It's totally up to you. Either way, of course, you guys know that you always are welcome to the live regardless. But it was kind of like if you wanted to ask any personal questions, that anything that was like deep and personal, more so, that again, it can go from 99 cents to $1 million.
For them.
500,000, somewhere in the middle. So that's kind of just how we're going to do tonight. And then after that first part, in a sense, for a while, then we'll move on to Delphi, and we'll talk about Richard Allen and the updates going on. Does that sound fair enough? Yeah. And for those of you, thank you. For those of you who don't know, again, that are going to be watching this, my husband, of course, came from England 8 years ago today, and it always, of course, has special meaning. So there's Debs in the house. So let's do our typical shout outs first to say hello to some people. We got Kelly in the house. Hey, Kelly. Look at that. Kelly Shelley. Rhymed. It rhymed and you guys didn't even know it. Sharon Parker's in the house.
Hey, Sharon.
Yeah. Of course, thank you guys all for coming. from It's a Crime and Shame channel. Lacey's in the house. Hey, Lacey. Hi, Juju. How are you? Miss Dog Lover's in the house. Miss Dog Lover Honey is from the UK as well. And just a really, we'll use the word like they do in the UK, a really lovely lady for sure. And Rose, hey, Rose is in the house. And there's Callie. Callie, you need to be, no, Callie and Shell. No, that one didn't rhyme. All right. And Callie Girl. Callie Girl's been really busy and really tired. I love her to pieces as well, of course. Um, Callie for a fee, I say that. Don't forget.
Right.
Right. I know. It comes at a cost, the love. Angel, how are you? Angel, Angel must be in the UK as well. She's saying that it's 2:30 a.m.
Yeah.
That must be.
Wow.
Right, Angel, if I'm correct. Outback's in the house. Yeah. We have a lot of subscribers lately, and we've gone up quite substantially again in the last week, ever since with the Nicola Bully case. So I want to, again, that's why we hosted one yesterday, a live on Nicola Bully, and it's done rather
It was
well.
a good live.
Yeah, it was a good live. And, there's always people that put their thoughts out there. It's a very passionate case, especially in the UK, because that's their own backyard. And, it's a very intriguing, sad case. And, honey, I know that you know a bit about that story as well. That's a lady that basically.
In the river.
Pardon?
The
Yeah.
river one.
Yeah, yeah. And so hopefully in June or something like that, the autopsy, maybe gives one way or another what happened to Nicola Bully.
I don't know why it takes that long.
Right. And we'd all like to know why it takes that long.
Yeah. And there's Deb, of course.
Hey, Deb.
Deb's another great friend, true friend. Love you, Deb. And let's see what else we got. Oh, there's Ginger.
Hey,
Honey.
Ginger. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say, well, Ginger is the aunt of Nicole Bowen, but it also reminded me. I wanted Garrett Kurtz was scheduled to have a hearing tomorrow.
Yeah.
And for anyone that's interested in the Ray Hanish case, that hearing has been continued until May 17th at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So just, we are definitely still following that, and we're, not going to let that go.
Yeah. I was honestly going to say the same thing you just were. And
Sorry.
So we always think alike. It's Deb, it's because we're cancers. Okay. Yeah. But then you just said what I was going to say. Hi, Deborah Young. Just want to say hello to everyone. I'm still holding strong. You all mean a lot. No, I have never met. I know a pure loving heart. Deborah, again, prayers, everyone, for Sharon Parker, for Deborah, for Metal Michelle Mama, and anyone else that's continuously going on with health issues, because some people have it, a lot more severe than others going on right now. So prayers to anyone that's obviously going through a lot in their life right now. Mustang's in the house. Hey, Mustang. And Streamlabs, of course. Crimezilla is popping in to say hi. Hi. And there's Alexa, our love, on there. Alexa, you can feel free to join us too. Just let me know in Messenger. Because I was going to ask you, but then I didn't want to bug you because, tomorrow's a lie. And let's see here. And yeah, okay. So you guys, again, I think I'm going to play the video first, husband, because you didn't know I was making a video. And okay. So a couple things happened today. And one of them is that I thought that I would surprise my husband when he got home from work, and I made him some sausage and bacon and eggers, him and his brother. So I call and he doesn't answer, and I'm thinking he's probably in the elevator. So, but I've just finished plating it, and all of a sudden he does answer and he says he's in the elevator. So I'm like, okay, and I'm just finishing plating it. So I'm sitting here plating away, and then all of a sudden I see Ryan come in first, and Ryan's like, I think it was like almost like he went, oh. And all of a sudden, I look, and he has McDonald's in his hands. And
Quarter
I'm
pounder
like,
with cheese, baby.
yeah. So you could see, if you guys could have just seen my face at that moment, that I was going, oh. So my husband had purchased food yesterday. So I really didn't think he was going to do it today, but I kind of thought maybe it was possible because he'd probably be saying to himself that it was 8 years, and that was a reason, of course, to go buy food again. And so I had to wrap them up, put them in for later. So when he gets hungry later. But I mean, I sweat. You guys know me. I don't really go in the kitchen too often, okay? My husband knows this. And so
And that's
I
why I got
I
McDonald's.
right? I mean, I had a couple cans going there. I had the bacon, I had the sausages. I was sitting there flipping down those hamburger bun things and whatever, making up eggs, and I was like, oh, getting a sweat going on. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, a bag of McDonald's. So, anyways, so then I decided I'm going to work on his video. This one that he doesn't know about that I was going to make, just kind of showing in condensed kind of version how we met and our love and stuff like that. And that's very life. Yeah. And so husband decides to come in the room, even though he didn't see what I was doing, and goes, yeah, I think I'm gonna go for a nap. Kind of got a tired, got a headache or whatever. I'm just gonna go for a nap. So I'm thinking, well, shit. Well, shit. And so then I decide, okay, well, I'm gonna get everything that I need for the video, and then I'm gonna go back later, and then I'm gonna put the words and stuff to it instead that way, which I finally did successfully, Adam, at approximately 7 minutes. So I didn't check my work because I literally had 7 minutes before this live was going to happen, and I still had a few things to do. And so, yeah, so I was just like, you know, YOLO. It just really always becomes YOLO. So,
Well, and
so
of course, on a day like today,
yeah.
also Richard Allen information would drop, so that took part of your
Oh,
time as well.
I was gonna say, and so meanwhile, yeah, Adam's dropping me some information. Like, so I had emailed the courts, or the Carroll County, and asked them if they had, if there was any of those motions that had any paperwork. But I got a message back right away, basically saying that no, they're sealed, and blah blah blah. And so I'm like telling Adam, and then so Callie sends them to me. And then she realizes after that I've already got a video out. And then Adam sends them to me. And he's like, what does this mean exactly? But he was referring to um, what motions that these are for. And so I'm like, okay, well, you worry about that. I got to worry about a video, and we'll talk later. And that's what I was kind of thinking too. Like, of course, all of a sudden the docs pop went off, not once, but twice,
Yeah.
and I was just going, yeah. So that's why we're going to incorporate it into the live to do that. So I'm going to play the video. It's about, and you guys stay. Don't go away. Just stay and watch, okay? And so I'm going to play this video that I made for my husband and you guys, so that you guys can kind of have a gist of it and that. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, about 11 minutes. Okay, guys? Whoops. I just got to do the right thing here and find the video file. Okay. This one right here. Okay, here we go. Here is the love story of Sonny Austin and Steve Austin on weekday 4/20/2015. We were married July 15th of 2015, and here's our story. So this is the game that we fell in love on, called RuneScape, and we lived happily ever after. Right, honey? I'm sure I seen you nod yes. And this is how it all started. So this is pretty much how it went. Have you by chance seen Mike? Yeah, that's Mike. And then of course, husband says, no, but if I do, I will let you know. Such a nice guy. Want to talk on Skype? I of course say. Sure, he says. And that's the beginning of our love. You see, we fall madly in love, and we actually try to kiss each other through the computers. No shame in our game. Okay, but we need to rewind. Now, you might think here that husband looks bored of talking to me. That's an LOL right there. We all know that's not true. Okay, so maybe he's just waiting for me to stop talking. It looks kind of like he is. But wait, no. This is exactly what drew my husband to me. I'm a sloot. He knew it. And this is exactly why he came to Canada, because I promised him strawberries and whipped cream. Okay, so this was me trying to be sexy, and I was so sexy that all the whipped cream and strawberries fell onto the computer board and went splat, and all I did was laugh, basically. It was pretty funny, actually. Okay, you guys, this is exactly where it gets sappy, because he left England, he left his computer behind that he built, he even went as far as to sell his motorcycle, all in the name of love. We love love, don't we, guys? Of course we do. So we purchased a ticket. We had to wait about a month before he could fly out. Don't worry, guys. He did have a return ticket just in case he didn't like himself and he needed to go back. It would never be nothing to do with me. Of course, you guys know that. But look at that. See, he's flying in the name of love. And this is what he said to me, guys, just like the Pretty Women movie. He said, I don't want anyone else to have you, Sonny, and I'm coming for you. And I was like, yes, 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 yes. Just like the Pretty Woman movie. Okay, you guys, meet Rachel. Rachel worked with me at the Canada. Oh, do I have stories to tell there? But this isn't about that. But Rachel was my ride, and I was all ready to leave, hours ahead of time. And then Rachel is paying tickets in order for her to drive her car because she has a lot of tickets she has to pay. So I'm sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting, looking at my clock, and I'm just going, come on. We only got about a little over an hour to get there. And she's like, don't worry, we'll get there on time. And of course, we get to the top of the hill in Whitecourt. And what happens? Rachel decides that now she needs to fill up for gas. And then she asks me for money, even though I said I was going to give her money for the gas to go out there. You see, at this time, I didn't have my driver's license. So Rachel was my shining armor, so I thought. So she puts on the GPS. The whole time we're driving, guys, she's texting by phone. Now, her sister's riding whip, and I'm in the back. And she's texting on one of those phones, a little flip phone. And she's trying to set up so that she can buy her weed while we're in Edmonton. And she's literally using her legs to steer the wheel as she's trying to text. Well, during the whole time that Rachel was doing this, her GPS, not once, but twice, took us in places I have no idea. Somehow we managed to pass the airport. Meanwhile, my soon-to-be husband, well, now he is, flying in the air, and I'm just looking at the time. And all of a sudden, for whatever reason, we're totally way past the airport. And now I'm panicking because I didn't know, and my husband didn't know, that his phone from the UK to Canada didn't work. So he's not answering. I know we're running late, and I'm panicking, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, what if he thinks I didn't show up? We finally get to the airport, finally, after I'm having a huge panic attack now because we're already late. And so I friggin' whip into the airport, basically barely wait for her to stop. And I'm like running into the airport looking at the arrivals. And I'm like, excuse me to this lady that I see that works in the airport. And I said, can you please tell me where the international arrivals are? And then all of a sudden I hear, Sonny? I'm pretty sure this is what my husband was thinking. Oops, how did that picture get in there, honey? So sorry, but I'm pretty sure that's what you were thinking. Trust me, the internet has seen more, right, guys? And I look around and I'm like, there he is. There's my husband. Yes, yeah. Well, soon to be husband. Yes, 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 yes. And of course, the story doesn't stop there. Okay, brace yourself for this one. So, we finally meet up, and then we head back into Rachel's vehicle with Rachel and her sister. But before we could go back home to Whitecourt, Rachel needs to purchase her weed. So we find ourselves driving all around Edmonton for hours. For hours, okay? Hours. At some point, we had to stop at the gas station again. And that's when she asked me for more money. And not only did she run out of gas, or she was close to running out of gas, she literally lost her debit card while she was in this bar, as we were all sitting there waiting in the car for her to make her so-called purchase. Now, finally, hours and hours later, guys, we finally start traveling back to Whitecourt. Now, remember, it's 4:20. And I want to give you a true example of what happened that day on the way back home to Whitecourt. Okay, so the moral of the story is don't ever plan for a plane ride without thinking about it, and do it on weed day, and then ask a friend who literally, Rachel, I love you to pieces. And oh, what a day that turned out to be. So, of course, as you guys know, me and my husband have lived happily ever after. He's been here 8 years. We've been married 7.5 years. And we thank, of course, RuneScape for bringing us together. And I can honestly say that we're best buds. We will never forget the whipped cream and strawberries as long as we'll live. And this was quite the adventure. And I just want to say to my wonderful husband, I love you more than anything. You are the best thing. You are the kindest, most generous, most loving husband that any wife could ask for. And I'm so glad that you came to Canada 8 years ago today. I love you, husband. Well, shit. Even I started tearing up at the end. There was a condensed version, but you guys get the gist of it?
I need to start going through your computer and deleting photos. That's what I need to do.
Oh my god, I got photos like stuff.
I need to start. I need to start deleting stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so my video will be out tomorrow of Sunny.
Send it to me. I'll post it.
I mean, honestly, it was just truly a day that day. And again, it's so comical, from the strawberries. I'm not even kidding you guys. I was trying to be all sexy and then putting the whipped cream on my boobies and the strawberries. And then it just literally like slid down and went right on the thing. And I was like, well, that's what you get for trying to be sexy. But anyways, and honestly, I condensed that version of the trip to and from the airport. And if you guys, when I was going through my computer, I had some videos, but Rachel, okay, so we worked at the Canada Hotel together in Whitecourt, Alberta. We live in Langley, BC now, British Columbia. But lots of times I did night audit at first before I started working during the day. And so typically I would come to work doing night audit and, I'd be like, where's Rachel? And I'd see her like sister down there and she'd be like, she's up in that room. Okay. Rachel just wasn't going to her room to check on a guest. Rachel was typically the guest. Okay. So I would get sometimes myself, I'd be like, come on, Rachel. Like, come on. Like, how do you do it? Like, how? And it became this thing. Like, I remember when our boss, Sarah, who ended up turning into a BITCH, once she kind of found a guy, ended up not going out with anymore after a while. But I remember her, Sarah always making comments like, I know everything that goes around at the hotel. And me and Rachel would just be sitting there like, LOL, if only she knew what Rachel did. And if only she knew what I was doing as well. So I would be like setting up dates on POF. This is prior to my husband. And this is why my husband jokes around and says that I did all of White Court.
Yeah.
Because I was being a sleut after my 17-year marriage. After a year, I kind of repented from any kind of thing. I just kind of did my thing, and then I started trying to go on these dates, and that's why I was like being a sleut. And so my husband jokes all the time and says, everyone in White Court pretty much did it, didn't they? No, honey, just population of White Court. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, but it always made me laugh how Sarah thought that she knew what was going on, and I remember Sarah. So Sarah was basically a blonde insecure, a BITCH, and she actually befriended me, but I didn't really like her because she was just kind of a cold. She was just kind of a cold person. Didn't really seem to care if people were sick, when people would call in sick and stuff like that. Not to me, but it was to others. And I just remember that she befriended me because I could associate with the whole divorcing, and her husband were going through a divorce. Next thing you know, she befriended me. Me and her became like really close friends, good friends. And then she finds this guy named Dusty, who was really nice, really great guy. And then Sarah went back to being herself. And to the point that me and her started arguing because she was just being a total BITCH. But I found what was insulting that is that I was talking to my husband. She kept making comments like, well, maybe he's a killer. Maybe he's going to come and kill you and you don't know it and whatever. And it just got to the point that it became old, all these comments she was making. And I'm like, you don't honestly think I'm smart enough and wise enough to know if somebody's nice or whatever like that, Sarah? Meanwhile, but anyways, so our relationship really just broke down. And that's when me and my husband ended up going over to Lloydminster, which was the BCMI, which is part of the Canada group. And then we became general managers after about 8 months when Scott left. And that relationship just had dissolved. So when I was angry during that time, my husband's like, well, why don't you make a dartboard with her, like,
Oh yeah,
print off a picture of her face. So like I said, Sarah was just starting, ever since she got with Dusty, she was just honestly being a total BITCH. And so I would come home and I would literally pull out the darts.
I would play Sarah darts.
Yeah, we'd call it Sarah darts.
I made like her eyeballs and cheeks and nose and stuff, like point markers.
Eyeballs were like 10, nose was 30, whatever, cheeks 20, stuff like that. And all that. I'm not even kidding you guys. It was good therapy. It was really, truly good therapy, because I would just be like, when you're staring at somebody's face that you don't like anymore, and you're just like, ding, there you go.
We all know that feeling.
Yeah. So again, that's really the story of mine and my husband's adventure for that. And it's been 8 years since he's been here, 7.5 years since we've been married. Go on, honey. Tell everybody about how much I'm the best wife ever. You can lie. I don't like to lie, but you can lie. Feel free.
No, I don't lie.
Shit. Okay. Go ahead. You don't need to tell the truth or whatever. Go ahead, honey. That was,
What?
well, that was just kind of like my version of it all.
Well, I'm kind of involved in that version. It's kind of my side's kind of the same version, apart from you were 2 hours late at the airport.
Well, no. I meant besides that. I meant 8 years of bliss.
Yeah.
Don't know. Well, that would be a lie now, wouldn't it?
Yeah. No, I always say that we should have just stayed in White Court though. Like for
Thank
8
you,
years
Alexa.
in Canada itself, like Canada's fine.
Yeah.
But as for everywhere we've lived, I would rather have stayed in White Court.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, if remember again, it is donation night, guys. If you guys do have any personal questions, again, now Alexa. Now,
Alexa Super Chat.
Alexa.
$10. Thank you. Congratulations for another year in Canada, Steve. May you two celebrate many more years together. 2 hearts.
Husband, her husband, Alexa's husband is Canadian. Yeah.
So she knows the pain. Yeah. She knows the pain of what you're going through, Steve.
So Alexa and Mustang, thank you, Mustang. So Alexa and Mustang, you guys can each ask a very personal question, and it will be truthfully answered to anyone that's on the panel, of course, tonight.
Except for me.
Pardon?
Except for me.
No, including you. You know, deep dark secrets. Yeah. But so thank you, Alexa. Appreciate that, and thank you, Mustang. Appreciate that as well. But yeah, no, I've been doing the talking, but now you can talk. Well, tell me, what do you feel about your 8 years so far going on?
Well, it's like 8 years. It's like you say 8 years, and it seems a lot, but it doesn't feel a lot at all. Like to the point where it's like scary short. But it's like we've lived in 5 different places.
That's Mustang's going off. Whoops, sorry, Mustang.
Mustang 1965 Super Chat. $5. Thank you.
Alexa can ask mine, Mustang says. Hi, San Antonio. Keep saying San Antonio. Go ahead, honey. Sorry.
It's 5 places, right? We've lived in 8 years.
Whitecourt,
Lloydminster, Calgary, then Surrey here.
And then here. Yeah.
I guess so.
Yes.
I've never moved so many places though in 8 years.
Yeah. That's
right. Thank you, Lacey Rebecca.
Mm-hmm. What'd she say? It showed up later for me.
Lacey Rebecca Super Chat.
It didn't.
$1.99. Thank you. Happy anniversary, Sonny and Steve.
Thank you. Feel free to ask a question as well, Lacey. But it didn't. Oh, yeah, it didn't show up for me.
Oh.
Yeah. So weird. Oh no, there it is now. Whoops, sorry. It showed up now.
It's a delay.
Thank you. Yeah. Go ahead, honey. Sorry.
What was I saying? Oh, the places we lived. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I can't remember what I was saying.
Well, we were just talking. I was just asking you to talk about the 8 years that it's felt like since you've been here.
Right. Yeah. So 8 years. It's for my own side. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was hard, but being away from like all of my family for 8 years, it's definitely different. I'll put it that way. And I've only been back home once in 8 years.
Wow.
So it's kind of sucks a bit, but and also it's so expensive to go back home.
Yeah.
So it's like half and half, but then you only have family once. So it's like, I don't really put that much thing on money, but you kind of need money to do things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard on that side, but I would definitely like to go home more often. Not that I miss England itself. I don't really care, but it's more family. For living wise, I much prefer here, like Canada as the country wise, and of course someone else who I live with, I guess.
You mean your brother?
Yeah. That's what I was about to say.
I'm
Yeah.
playing. Now, how long has your brother been here? Because I'm sure that's helped. Like you feel like a little bit more like sense of home, right?
A little bit, and it's been about a year and a bit,
Year and a
I
half.
think.
Yeah,
Something like that.
little,
Yeah.
it was about a year and a half almost. Yeah.
And now the next step is pretty much moving out again to a bigger place, because that's definitely the next step.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely helps.
I was gonna say, well, Miss Dog Lover just left a message here. Okay, so Miss Dog Lover, Steve, are you getting a Canadian accent or fighting it? First question.
Oh, I really want to fight it. I want to stay English, of course, but my whole family says that I kind of go up now at the end of my sentences, which I don't realize, and it's given like a British/Canadian twang at the end, which I don't like.
Oh,
And I,
one
I,
second,
I
honey.
don't want any part.
1 second, honey. There we
This
go.
dog lover super chat. 19 pounds and 99 pence. Thank you. 1. Steve, are you getting a Canadian accent or fighting it? 2. Do you prefer the English or Canadian weather? 3. Did Sunny squirting cream on her breast really impress you?
I didn't even see that last one.
Neither.
Okay, so 2. Do you prefer the English or Canadian weather?
It's kind of hard for BC because BC is pretty much the same. Alberta wise, I much preferred Alberta weather
Really?
because it's for me it's like actual seasons. The only part I didn't like is obviously shoveling the snow. I don't mind the snow, I just don't want to shovel it. So
That
it's like for well, what I think of is Whitecourt, like because remember when I first got here and it was like super hot until like end of September from April. I'm like, I never see that in England ever. So it's like that's I don't know, that summer just stands out to me. And then at the end of September, we had like 2 weeks of like just epic thunderstorms, and I love thunderstorms and lightning. And just the way the little town was, like up and down on a hill, and the hotel she worked at was on the hill. I just always remember this one night we was outside at like 2 a.m. because she works the nights, and kind of like watching above the hill, and you see all the pine trees all the way along, and just lightning and rain constantly. That was cool watching that.
I'm not gonna lie because so I'm actually a little bit shocked here because first of all, British Columbia actually has the seasons, not Alberta.
No, it's not. It's not. Not in my brain.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying because and if so British Columbia you get spring, summer, and winter. And but your winter is more of a rain and you get very little snow here. Like
No, the thing is though, here in winter, yes, it's raining, but it's that cold rain where your bones are cold.
Yeah.
Whereas Alberta, yes, it's way colder, but it's a different type of cold. And you could be walking around in a t-shirt in -20 and it's like a blue sky. And it just doesn't make sense, but you do. Whereas here, it's like it could be 4 degrees and you're just freezing and you just cannot get warm.
But Alberta, honey, is only 2 seasons really. You get winter and a little bit of spring and summer. It's like it's almost like the weather is like mostly cold, and then you literally savor for when pretty much your spring summer comes because it's not very long. I would say it's a maximum maybe of 4 months, that you get.
I just remember
weird.
where it was like April till like September, and it was just super hot the whole time.
I remember. But
here it's cold and raining for 6 months, and then it's super hot for 6 months.
Yeah, so I'm actually a little bit shocked because I didn't actually realize that you liked Alberta more because I actually wanted my husband to feel like he was back home and this is where the family is and this is where the ocean is. And it was like, Oh, so I actually didn't know. I honestly thought that you liked British Columbia more.
I
Um,
like BC more for the scenery, of course.
oh, the scenery is gorgeous. 1 second. We'll come back to you, Miss Dog Lover.
Thank you, Deb.
Prime Notebook Super Chat. $9.99. Thank you.
Thank you,
Steve,
Deb.
what is your favorite thing about Sunny?
Okay, hold on. We need to go back to Miss Dog Lover. Thank you, Deb. We'll come back to you, Deb. Okay, we have to go back to the did Sunny squirting cream on her breasts, chicken breasts, really impress you?
It definitely was a laugh, 100%. And then when it's just, I gotta say, you can't really listen, but the plonk of the cream through the microphone on the keyboard is just hilarious. And then when I actually came over here, there was still some left in between the keyboard, which made it even more funny. How it goes in between the keys. I don't remember if I cleaned it or we bought a new keyboard, but the middle of her keys on the keyboard, you'd press it and it'd stay down, and you have to kind of pry it back up again.
I didn't remember that.
Must have been your mute button, Sonny.
Honestly, it was one of those things like Steve says, the sound. It was literally like watching in slow motion this cream and strawberries just slip on down. And if anyone, most people don't know, but I got some big honkers here, right? And so it was like slow mo, and then all of a sudden it just went splat.
It's like it wasn't just like a piece. It's like the whole clump just went.
Oh.
The whole thing just gone. Wow.
And it's one of those memories. Because I think we were joking around, and I said I was going to go buy some strawberries and whipped cream and whatever. And I just remember racing to the store, going to get strawberries and whipped cream so that I could keep my promise. And then I was trying to be all, like I said, there's nothing. So that's times in my life, people always will be like there's something sexy about you. Now, I've never associated myself and sexy in the same thing, but sometimes just doing your thing, people think of that as sexy or whatever. So I was like, well, let me try to be sexy. So that was what the whole thing was about. I was trying to be sexy. And then as soon as it went and hit the keyboard, I was just like, oh, okay. And then Steve starts laughing.
I have a question, Sonny. When you cleaned it out of the keyboard, how long did it take before that finger wet?
No, it did. It would have.
That's how she cleaned the keyboard straight away.
I was like, I'm not even kidding. Okay, so that's the strawberry and whipped cream story. Anyways, Steve, a very delicate question here. Obviously, what is your favorite thing about Sunny?
The most favorite thing is also the worst thing.
Do I want to hear?
It's the caring side.
Oh, okay. I've heard that many times before, but I didn't.
Yeah, it is, and it's annoying because it's obviously the best side, but also you go too far with it, and then you're in your own world with it, and it affects you more.
So what? And because Adam's a Cancer as well, and you guys, Deb always knows I razz about this one. But so when you say that, honey, just because I really don't know, when you say that, okay, so when you say that I'm caring, and that's my worst side as well, and I know that you just kind of said whatever, but what do you exactly mean by it? Because
I think for a perfect example then is your own channel. It's like what other people don't see is, one sec, I'm just trying to charge air orbs.
Oh, he's playing RuneScape, guys. I get it. He's playing RuneScape.
There we go. Yeah. So the perfect example is the channel, YouTube channel, because other people don't see how much time you are actually putting in behind the scenes. And it's like, yes, you're caring, of course, about the case, but at the same time, you putting yourself at like 2 a.m. in the morning every day trying to do research into the case. The one that always stands out to me is Forget the lady's name. It's like the very first one you did, and it was like a year
Suzanne
long.
Varga.
That's the one, yeah. And it was just constantly, like every day. I'm like, okay, you need a break. You need a break. You need a break. And you could see it affects her a little bit. But it's like, so that's why I say it's the worst thing, because she goes too far with it.
Mm.
And
That's
it's you
fair.
kind of really apply that all round, to be honest.
It is. I do struggle with the balance of, you know, I kind
It's
of
like you care to the point where you won't stop until you get the answer. And then, but
yeah.
during that time, it could be 2 hours, 2 weeks, 2 years
Cheers.
until it's done.
Mm. It's yeah. I think of it kind of like, when you have an animal, and once you have that animal, you can't let it go no matter what. Because the minute someone puts an animal in my hand, I just simply want it and it's mine, and type of thing. And I think, and it kind of comes with cases is that, and I don't know about you, Adam, yourself, but like like with the Suzanne Morphy one especially, I was living, eating, and breathing that case. It's
Like it was, I don't want to say it's stupid, because it's not stupid, but
right.
like
Yeah.
the
Um,
level of effort you're putting into it was stupid.
I understand that.
you know,
I would probably agree with Steve from what I see.
I was gonna say I can't speak for anybody else. Um, but if anyone knows me for sure, they know that, first of all, I'm the least person that's full of crap. I'm not here to ever uh, do anything that's to try to hurt anybody or thanks, Miss Dog Lover.
Miss Dog Lover Super Chat. £1.99. Thank you. Sunny puts her heart and soul into things. Heart.
Thank you, Miss Dog Lover. Um, I know, like I kind of sometimes say honey to people on the internet. Sometimes people see the little bit more abrasive side because I just don't put up with people's crap or trolls and
You
stuff
have to
like
with
that.
the internet. The internet world is so hostile.
Yeah,
You have
because
to have some sort of defense up.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, some people don't know this, but like, I mean, I think the true hearts and the caring hearts will always know a genuine, authentic person when they come across one. But it's like during the day and stuff like that, when I'm at home, like I said, am I this miserable, grumpy person, that is yelling at you or anything like that and stuff like that? Oh,
No,
sorry, that was a question.
no,
Yeah,
no, no, no.
you know. Um, okay, so then in saying that, then how would you describe me on a regular day-to-day basis?
80% asleep.
Okay, John, if you're listening to this, it's been verified. It's not it's not 80%, because how can I sit there and work on these things all till 2 in the morning and be asleep?
That's why. Because then I'm trying to sleep, and you're
Yeah.
awake at that point. I don't see the rest of it.
Typically what happens in a day is the fact that my husband goes to bed, and when I go to bed, I'm with my iPad, and as I'm on my iPad, I'm trying to listen, but I know he's sleeping as well, and it's almost pretty much that I almost fall asleep when he's about to wake up from work, and then usually by the time that he gets home from work, which is usually around 12 or 1 o'clock, it's like, ooh, nap time. So when husband comes in the bedroom, he goes, "Oh, let me," and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm just feeling underneath the bed to see how warm it is." And I'm just like, and I'm just like, yeah, because my schedule is so off, you know,
It's
because
kind of like the opposite, because you like to work on the videos where it's quiet in the apartment, and
yeah,
that's early hours when I'm trying to sleep.
I know that's the part that sucks of when his brother moved in. My computer was out in the living room, and then his brother is in the fireplace, I guess you can call it, room where the balcony is.
Yeah,
And so then the computer came into the bedroom. So lots of times when I like to work on things, I love it when it's nighttime and it's quiet and I can just focus actually more and do things. And so when husband comes to bed, then it's like I can't really make videos because I need to.
Or then when you do try, you put yourself off. I just need to record a quick clip. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then she'll be talking for like 2 minutes and I go, oh, damn it. And then she'll do it again. Hi, guys. Welcome. Oh, damn it. Okay. Hi, guys. I'm like, can you just say the sentence, woman?
Yeah, because you know how it is, right, Adam? It was like when somebody
Yeah.
else is in the room, and all of a sudden you're like when you're by yourself, you're just being au naturel. But when somebody's in the room and they're listening, you're like, Pete's sakes, or whatever.
That's the worst. And then the more times you do it, the worse it gets.
Yeah. And then she tries to talk faster, try and get it out, but then trips up herself.
Right, because I'm too busy focused on the fact that he's trying to go to sleep, and I'm saying I just need to do a quick clip or whatever.
And then 11 tries later, I'm going, okay. Do you want me to say it for you?
Oh, and he's like not even.
That would be funny.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Mark. He says it's good to see your hubby on the show, Sunny. Yeah. No, I always love it when my husband. It's not really his thing, to be honest. But when I asked him this time, like I told you guys before, like he didn't even. He just said sure, and I was like, oh, because I know that it's not overly his cup of tea, but he'll do it for me. Sometimes I have to. He'll go. Sometimes I'll ask him, and he'll go no, and I'm like, yeah, you will, and he's like, maybe depends if I get a back scratch or not. Usually there's something in it. But this time he actually just said, sure.
It's just half of it is like, I've been to work all day dealing with everybody and everyone's issues at work and fixing everyone's issues. And when I go home, it's like, okay, everyone leave me alone now. Go away, everyone.
Because my husband, he works in construction. He actually works, him and his brother work where my twin sister works and my sister-in-law work. So my twin sister actually got him the job there from when we were resident managers in Surrey, and she actually got him the job there. And then when his brother came, and my sister-in-law, Sherry, was already working there. And then my sister was working at Costco for 25 years. And then Sherry had asked my sister if she wanted to kind of come help out with stuff. And this is when Avid was kind of, the son took over from the dad and stuff like that. But anyways, so then my sister started working there, and my husband started working there. Then when Ryan came out, Ryan works there. The only person that's not working there, the person that's a hobo now is me. But it's one of those things. It's not like I can go back in the day when I was younger. I could have joined in, but I'm pretty sure that I can't lift doors and all that stuff. Oh, my screen.
No, definitely not.
And the office job and stuff like that. I wouldn't. Sorry, sister.
No.
Love you, but not that much.
No.
Yeah.
Even I don't go in the office. I hate it in there.
Yeah, I know. My husband just kind of like goes and does this thing, and then
I just go to work, go home.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah, thank you guys. Hit the thumbs up.
Thank you, Deb.
Yeah. On there. Okay. Well, let's see what else. Well, okay. So, just quickly. So, I know that like it's funny how time flies, because when we did go back to England, it was in 2019, right, honey?
I'll be right back.
Okay. It was 2019 and just going into
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I believe it was. And so, Deb, to answer your question on that, Deb asked if your family has been here before. So I'll let you answer.
If my family has been to Canada?
Correct.
No. The only person who's been here is my brother, who's here now. Like, none of my, I'll say close family have passports for a start.
And your mom is claustrophobic.
My mom, my mom's like extremely claustrophobic. She keeps saying that she'll come over at some point, but yeah. And as for my dad, let's just not even go there with that one. Like he says that he's going to come over, but it's been 8 years now and he still hasn't come over. And growing up, everything he says he will do, he never does. So ignore that one. Whereas my mom, maybe. But as for like my brother, he can't really do it because he's got his own, I guess, family now, I guess. So he can't really come over by himself or bring everyone. There's no in between. And that's pretty much it. There's no one else left. Everyone else is dead.
Yeah. But do you think though, honey, because when Ryan came to Canada, like, okay, my brother, or sorry, my husband had talked to, me about wanting to help his brother out, basically because his brother was, a gamer. He's a gamer, but in his room, and basically wasn't working, and no real set goals. And so then husband was saying that he would like to get Ryan to come out so he could, train him and teach him and stuff like that. And so I was all for it because I wanted my husband to have somebody, because I know that feeling of when you just feel alone. And I always felt, like I said, I don't know how to explain this, you guys. I mean, I guess you guys would understand, but my husband I love absolutely so much. And he actually always makes me want to be a better person in so many ways, because my husband has the patience and love of no other, to be honest with you. Not to say that we're perfect, we aren't, but we're close. We're close. Right. But obviously there's an age gap of 32 versus 53. But I wanted his my husband. I just I always want everything for him because I feel like he deserves it, because he's such a great human being in general. And I've never
Keep going. Keep going. Keep
I
going.
know, I'm going take it easy, I'm going getting there. But I've never felt like that with anyone before, where I literally that my heart hurts so much because he works very hard. He loves hard, and he always has lifted me up. Well, we lift each other up, but I'm just talking about from how I see him. And he's never like ever put me down. He's not that way. He's not wicked, and he's not mean, and he's not cruel. And he's the only person that I've come across, honestly, that literally does nothing intentional to try to hurt you whatsoever. Not to say that sometimes things don't upset me here and there because of, again, this kind of more, I don't want to call it an age thing. It's just kind of, like I said, I have about 21 more years behind the belt a little bit. And when I kind of speak about that, I'm kind of about talking about, I've said this before in the live, and I'll say it again, but sometimes if I'm upset, my husband will be like, there, and he'll tap me on the leg, and I'll be like, I'm not your friend, I'm your wife. But he'll go tap, tap, tap. So I try to teach him a little bit on that side of things, because sometimes, you guys know this, sometimes because my husband's a Cancer as well, it doesn't matter sometimes if you're right or wrong. It doesn't matter sometimes. You just, even if you think you're right, sometimes you just say sorry because, you just say sorry because you're just being.
That's one thing which I can't do.
Gee,
Is
oh,
when I know I am right, I can't say sorry if I'm wrong when it's clearly that I'm right.
yeah.
I can't. I'm like, why
Oh,
am I apologizing when I'm right though? That
yeah,
makes no sense. You should be apologizing. You got it wrong, not me.
yeah. And so that's
I bet that goes over well.
that's the one struggle that I have with, because I learned a long time ago that it sometimes just doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. That you just literally, what's the point in being upset at each other over?
Exactly. You were wrong, so just give up.
So that's my husband. Yeah, it's right. It's that Cancer male, and Adam's a Cancer, and I'm the
Well,
Cancer.
it's not for me. That's just logical. You're wrong. You got upset because you're wrong.
Mhm.
I'm right. So why am I apologizing for you being wrong?
But that's the thing. You think that you're right, even
No,
when
I
you.
know I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'll say, but I'm always right.
See, so that's the one side right there that drives me absolutely batty, because I get it. I get the stubbornness to that, because you know how, like, for me too, I dig my heels in when I'm right, but I've also learned a lot over the years that it doesn't matter sometimes if you're right or wrong. You just, in the sake of love, in the sake of just whatever, you just say sorry sometimes. But husband hasn't quite learned that rule yet. But
Nah, I don't
sometimes,
think I will.
sometimes he says, well, I really didn't think of it that way. Because when you put it that way, okay, So that's the part that I enjoy, because if he's learning at least a little bit from that, to learn, because I get it. So cancers, really, I mean, cancers by all means really aren't the best couples together, because we're very much stubborn. And, it's kind of like if you have two cancer people, you got me being stubborn and him being super stubborn, because that's how
But
it is.
my stubborn is right, your stubborn's wrong.
That's the Brit talking right now, right, Miss Dog Lover? Yeah. But yeah, then it makes for okay. So if you have, again, cancers are very passionate and very strong-willed when they believe that they're right. They, sort of, you dig your heels in, you don't back down. I know that there's other signs that do that too, but I only know it from the cancer side of it, how we are, and that. So, but anyways, throughout all the years that we've been together, like I said, my husband, he's really just, honestly, he's like any woman's dream, to be honest with you.
I'm
um,
not that good.
yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Okay,
I just,
any applications, send them to my private email.
yeah, no, but like I said, you're the only person that I can literally say that my heart hurts so much that because my husband's such a good man, I just want the best for him. Even if I don't always do the best things,
The best for us, though, not for me.
or being the best wife in the world, because I really suck at being a housewife. I'm not good. I know, but it's not. The thing is, my husband, like you say, got 21-year later me than the older me that cared more about that. Now,
Excuses,
no, there's no
Yeah,
excuses right here. I'm
it is.
willingly
Yeah,
admitting that I'm a shitty wife sometimes, for sure, right? But I love a lot. That's where I tell him it matters. I
yeah, and
don't care
that's where it's also the worst thing.
what. Well, no, it's not. I'm always saying, you guys know this. I always say, like, money, nothing comes above love. Nothing. And to me, all
Did you
the
say nothing comes above money?
yes, nothing comes above. Well, love. I
Love
know.
I've been
money.
I've been in love. It didn't come with money, so I'm gonna try money next time.
Well, my husband didn't come with
Maybe it'll come with love.
$6 either. Okay, hold on a second here. So Alexa's pretty much saying, "I wish I could be Steve's apprentice. My next project, I want to build a bench. What's a bench?
A
A
bench.
bench? Is that French? Is that you learned that from your
I've
husband?
been Shay. I've been Shaw. I've been
I
Shay.
wish I could be. Oh, here it goes. I see. She fixed her typo there. I wish I could be Steve's apprentice. I want to build a bench for my next project. I wish I had someone to teach. Oh, honestly, you guys, my husband can do that all. He is a man. Like I was saying, besides him being a great human being, he's just, I don't care if it's building a computer, building a freaking bench, building a building. My husband can pretty much do anything.
I need
And
to come on these lives more often if it's like this all the time.
well, the thing is, Adam, do I put it not like I don't think my husband sees it, because I'm always like, "Hey, honey, do you ever brag about me sometimes?" He's like, "Kind of, sometimes, yeah." And I'm like, men don't do that shit. I was like,
It's sometimes, depending on the conversation. I'm not just going to randomly bring it up.
mm,
Oh, Spencer, did you know that
yeah,
my wife uses both sides of the toilet paper?
yeah. Do I?
Impress me.
Do I though? Do I?
No.
On there. Well, I got farting down. That's for sure. I got that part down.
Yeah, I
Um,
mastered that one.
Yeah, but honestly, my husband can pretty much, like I said, there's nothing that really my husband can't do. He's just a well-rounded individual. And I can
I'm
honestly,
definitely getting rounded. I need to start. I need to get. I need to work on that now.
is that your cat behind you? Is that Beatrice? Don't bring me into it. Always the learning curve. Dry humor is fun. Oh, if dry humor is fun, then we should invite, what's his name again? Tomahawk? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. My friend Tom Clark.
Yeah. I'm the scales. Oh, so you're a Libra. Waiting it out from both sides. Your Libra scales. Libras, Pisces,
Scorpio.
Aries. Well, I don't know. I don't really know too many Scorpios. But I definitely know that I've met a lot of on here, a lot of Libras, and a lot of Pisces. Um,
Yeah,
you know,
they have as well.
and then you got Alexa. I believe Alexa's birthday is on the same date as my son's, I believe,
Yeah.
January 4th.
And then Alexa has twin cancers.
And she does. Alexa has, honey. Alexa has, that's the profiler that's on the channel. She has, yeah, 2 Cancer boys. Hmm.
Are they the 7th? I can't remember right now. I'm sorry, Alexa.
Yeah, I don't remember either, actually. But hello, J Moon. I'd rather have a handyman than a white shirt. I'll tell you honestly, to have someone that is just, I showed you guys like a cutting board that he made, which I noticed, honey, in the Amazon cart. I seen all this resin stuff.
Oh, they ignore it. I'm
Oh.
going through just adding stuff. I want to build me a table.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, like a legit table, but
Mhm.
anyway.
Yeah, because I remember showing it on the live with my husband. He was just playing with resin and the different colors, and he made a cutting board.
Yeah, that was literally just like a color sample slash.
Yeah, but it's really
It was like a color board to see what the colors look like. Then I was like, at the end, I'm like, oh, this could be a chopping board.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, yeah, I love it. As soon as he built it, I was like, that's mine. Cost a couple $100 to try that out, though, didn't it?
Yeah, but then it's like I have so much extra stuff though from it, like all the pigments and stuff. You still have all those, and all those will last for quite a while because you only need a tiny bit.
Yeah, honey, that's it. Alexa's son's birthdays are on our wedding anniversary, July 11th.
Really?
Yep.
That's funny.
That's one. I know. That's
what it was. 11th. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Deb. But yeah, like Alexa, and myself are very similar. I think that's where we and I think Alexa will agree. Just nod if you don't. But Alexa and me just bonded. Like I remember when we first talked, and it's like having somebody that thinks the same way exactly as you do. So it's kind of like and Adam as well. I mean, Adam's very good at saying things. If we're having a talk and he'll say something to exactly how I'm feeling or whatever, but he'll always say it, and I'm like, perfect, exactly. Adam knows. and Alexa, the same thing. She'll maybe send me something or say something, and I'll be like, yeah, you know what I mean. When you're just in sync with people, meaning that there's lots of people out there. But the thing is that most people that come to this channel are all very deep, caring, passionate people. And that's what I enjoy, because I know that the people that are in here are exactly like Miss Dog Lover, Deb, and all those ones, GP. I know that all those people are associating the same way to what I'm saying about that, because they have deep, caring hearts themselves. And that's what I love the most about keeping the shit people out, keeping the nice people.
I think we connected with Deb immediately that same way.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good question. I'll steal that one, TTM fangirl. So, Steve, did Sonny make you poutine, fries, and gravy? Or what do you think of poutine?
Poutine. What do you think?
I don't think you've ever made it, have you?
No.
I don't think so.
No, you've bought it a lot, but
I do like poutine for sure.
Or poutine, I'm sorry, I said poutine.
I know. What are you saying? I knew you were like, it's like poutine, and I'm like, are you talking?
That must be like the Asian version. But anyway, what I've found so far is McDonald's, Dairy Queen, and Burger King, I think, all have the same poutine, which is crap. And they all have the same watered down gravy, which is crap. But the one which is actually really good is A&W.
Okay.
Just random. And Fat Burger, but that's way expensive.
Which is what you brought home yesterday. So
no, not poutine.
No, because I was going to say no. I don't recall that I've ever made poutine.
I know we bought the stuff for it, but I'm thinking I think I'm getting mixed up with that Rusty's restaurant we had.
Yeah, same.
So I think we went through like different curds and gravies or something, or fry. I can't remember.
I was going to say, well, first of all, Sharon, you're absolutely correct on that. So when you say that Sonny's hubby does most of the cooking, correct? And I
kind of like it as well.
See,
Right.
I liked cooking. I'm not a big cook. My twin sister likes to cook. I do not like to cook that much at all. I really don't. I could easily put a freaking dollar freaking Walmart thing in that microwave and have some
And
fried.
I can't.
And he
I just
can't.
can't.
No.
Like, for me, yeah, I am picky, but at the same time, I can because I'm making it. But it's like because you're in construction, it does wear you out and it does require a lot of energy. And when I come back, I don't want to have a bowl of cereal for lunch or dinner. I
I
need more than that. So it's like I'll look into it and then I'll either make like chicken teriyaki with rice or whatever instead.
Mhm.
But then I get called a picky bitch
That's what I call it. Because
because I won't have a $2 Hungry Man microwavable meal.
yeah, but he doesn't like regular wieners. He
No,
like, yeah, they have to be.
I
They
don't
have
like a regular wiener. I like the big German ones.
yes. Okay. So, but it's kind of like a lot of the things that I like, which is like mushrooms and tomatoes and different things.
Gross, gross.
Husband doesn't like these things, and
Nope.
he can't just have basic things. He just likes a full on meal all the time, and I'm like. But dude, I do not like to cook that much. But what I did love is when me and him would cook together. That was fun because we would go to the internet, try out KFC recipes, different recipes. We'd make our
We
submarine
got that so
style.
close as well, that KFC recipe.
We did, didn't we? I know.
That was so
And those
close.
copycat recipes, Adam, that you can
Yeah.
find on the internet. But yeah, so we would do that and we'd make meatball subs and these subs, and it was really fun. So I enjoy cooking when it's like that. But we had a really big kitchen to do stuff with. And it's not like this, you can't kind of do it here, but it's just we just don't do it like we used to.
No,
before
like
we-
if someone's cooking in the kitchen, then that's it. They've claimed that space. You can't get in to do the rest of it.
Mm. Yeah, so that's when I like cooking the most, and if me and my husband started doing that more again, which we should, again.
Well, I'm still cooking, woman.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Half the time it is cooking too. I'm usually doing it live or something.
Yeah, you probably usually see me sneak it in when she's in alive.
Yeah.
How does the Indian food compare in Canada? Because the best Indian food I've ever had is in the UK.
Yeah, pretty much. There's only one place which was good, and it was called Spice Hut in Lloydminster.
Thank you. I couldn't think of it the other day.
Yeah,
Spice Hut.
that's very good.
Yeah.
But as for like Indian places, they're just like generic. Like
Okay.
all their sauces, like if you have a tikka masala or a madras or a korma or whatever, they're all identical. Every restaurant is identical, tastes the same. It's like they all buy it from the same pot and then just pour it out.
Mm. Mhm.
Whereas like England, it'll be you have the tikka masala and it could be orange, and then it could be red if they made it with coconut, or it could be like a hint of red, or a little bit of like a browny yellowy instead. Different versions, so you got to like find your own restaurant what you like. Whereas here, it's like super common butter chicken. That's what everyone has here. It's like,
I
and
know.
every restaurant has it. It's nice, but it's not to the point where it should be so common.
Mm.
And it's just like a regular. It's like slop and rice. It's just crap. But then again, I'm picky,
You are.
so I
Indeed.
make my own.
He is.
I make my own curries instead.
Mm. TTM, she says, does husband watch a lot of hockey since coming to
No.
Canada? Does he have a favorite team? Go Red Wings. Tell her what you feel about. Tell TTM fan what you feel about hockey, honey. You go right ahead.
To me, hockey wise, because I don't understand it, it looks like it's just men dancing on ice, and every now and then they have a fight. That's it. That's all I see from hockey. I don't really pay attention to much sports, to be honest, other than fighting,
Nope.
like UFC
Husband
or
does-
boxing.
Yeah. Besides that,
That's
my
pretty much
husband
it.
does not do sports, and
No.
I love him for that because honestly, I spent most of my life with everyone that always watched sports and hogged the TV. And when hockey came on, I'm so over hockey and all that stuff. I used to watch it all the time. I could tell you about any sport, football, baseball, basketball, doesn't matter. But when I met my husband and he said that it was like little ballerinas on ice, that made me laugh so hard. I'm like, really? Little ballerinas on ice? because I used to love watching hockey, but I'm just over it now, to be honest with you. So I don't even watch it, and I'm so glad that my husband's not into that stuff. My family is set on Subway tomorrow supper and want me to get something from there. The struggle is real. Any suggestions? My husband.
Italian BMT on herbs and cheese, 12-inch with sweet onion sauce and Southwest Chipotle. That's what I have.
Mm-hmm.
And then lettuce, cucumber, red onion, green pepper. That's what I have on it.
Yeah.
Done.
You can always buy those platters, Deborah, from Subway. Those platters that have a multitude of it, the different kinds or whatever. What's my favorite, honey?
BLT, white, not toasted, extra bacon, and mayo and sprinkle of pepper at the end.
Perfect. Yep, that's one. And then if I don't have that, what's my other one?
Meatball?
Yep, meatballs. There it is. Yeah. I'm not a very diverse person. I really don't go around the whole Subway board and going, yeah, let me try that. I
try all of it.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes I ruin my own meals as well. Like when you go to Chinese, I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce that, but I want it. So I'll try it.
Ooh. Remember like a week ago? So about a week ago, we went out to do stuff, shopping or whatever it was. And it was the funniest thing. So do you guys have Red Robins out there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So it was the darndest thing because
we do in the States. I don't know if they do in the UK.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't remember seeing any.
Yeah.
But then again, I haven't been back in 8 years.
Yeah, it's like a nice burger chain.
Well, I was going to say, because so it's not one of those things that we really ever talk about too much or anything like that. And all of a sudden I was thinking to myself, right? I mean, I didn't say it out loud, and this happens a lot, and people always would make fun of me going, yeah, sure. And I'm just like, I'm not here to bullshit yet. But anyways, so I was thinking about Red Robin all of a sudden. And so I get in the vehicle and my husband says, why don't we go out for dinner to Red Robin tonight? And I'm like, what? Did you just say that? Seriously? Because it's not a typical thing that we ever talk about or we ever go. And so I'm just like, really? Like, I'm literally thinking about this, and all of a sudden husband comes along and says it. That's when I'm saying that how me and my husband are so interconnected when it comes to it's, to me, it's ridiculous how actually similar like how he can find me on any level. And I'm like, get the frick out of my space, dude.
Just not today.
But yeah. But anyway, so we're trying to find this the Red Robins, and I remember seeing it, and I knew it was somewhere near the mall, and it was like off in the corner or something like that. And so we start on this side of the mall, go all the way around, and we're like, where the frick is Red Robin? Because my husband has the GPS up, and I'm like, I can remember seeing it. So we finally, after doing a whole trek around this mall parking lot, we finally see it. And what happens, honey?
It's got a fence. Yeah, it's got a fence all around it, and they've took down.
Fenced up and under construction.
They've took down the Red Robin's big banner thing, and I'm like, oh, okay then. Bye.
Out of all the times, I mean, even though I see that they're hiring again, honey, so they must just be doing renovations for it. But we ended up going to White Spot that night. Remember, honey, last week?
Yeah.
I know. We went fishing, and then we went to Canadian Tire, and then we were going to go out for dinner, and blah, 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 blah.
That always happens on the night you're in sync, right? It's never the night that you're like, I don't care. I don't know.
But
Thank you, Miss Douglas.
Yeah. See, back in the day, Clucks and Greens, you could. She asking a question again? Oh,
yeah. Well, statement.
We should
Miss Dog Lover Super Chat. £4.99. Thank you.
We should
do a stream soon with me, Steve, and a few other trustworthy Brits. We confuse people on chat. Smiley face.
Absolutely.
Maybe for the coronation.
Yeah, for the coronation. When is that anyway? The coronation. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna want Red Robin's French fries because they have those big steak fries, and they are good.
Well, that's what because I remember my sister introduced me to Red Robin. I never didn't know about it, and she always told me about clucks and greens. Now, clucks and greens meant chicken strips, basically with cheese, garlic bread, but it was really good.
Whatever.
And so it was like whenever I went there, it was clucks and greens. And I remember when me and husband in I think Saskatchewan went to Red Robin's, and I asked for clucks and greens. And like, what? And I'm like, clucks and greens, clucks and greens. And they're like, mm, yeah, we don't do that anymore. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that anymore? Clucks and greens. How hard is this? Chicken strips and it's garlic bread stuff, right? Whatever. I was so disappointed because that's how it's kind of like White Spot. I will still to this day buy the boat, okay, the kids' boat in White Spot just to get the ship, like the Happy Meal, but it's the ship, but it's like those are memories. So for me, Red Robin was always about the clucks and greens. So I was torn as we were going to go to Red Robin. I'm like, what am I going to get? The black Cajun chicken? I don't know, because normally I get the clucks and greens. But anyways, yeah, then a big freaking fence around it. And, sorry, denied, declined. Yeah. Alexa says
Definitely.
she's never been to one. You guys are always making me. It always goes to food. Oh, let me go back to that. Miss Dog Lover, thank you very much for the $4.99 super chat. But yeah, we'll have to do one of those. Husbands on, maybe John from Crime Scene to Courtrooms on. Throw in some Brits or in some Canadians, Americans,
Take
And-
over the world.
right? Anyways,
It'd be like a coming home for some of us,
right?
or all of us, I guess.
Oh, the caregiver and me made a small pancake this morning. I didn't think I could eat. Let me tell you, it was so good.
Oh, good.
I bet it was. And Deborah, when you get better, you're gonna make that small pancake and put a couple Mickey Mouse ears in the corner of it, and it's gonna be extremely better. I love Canadian Tire. The best part of the hot dogs.
You're at Costco.
I think she means Costco.
Yeah.
She's talking about Costco because
Yeah.
Canadian Tire doesn't have.
No. Unless
Yeah.
it's different in this in
They don't have
it's
Canadian
just
Tire
in America, right?
No, she's in
Yeah,
America.
she's in New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if they. Well,
Hey,
doesn't
maybe she
America?
Maybe she means her Canadian Tire. Remember, she's married to a Canadian.
Right, with a tire.
Best part's that hot dog.
with a hot dog tire.
Oh, I get it. It's okay. So the best part's the hot dog of her Canadian with a tire.
After shopping,
Like so, we were trying to keep it as clean as we could this time, but
she's like, "Honey, here's the bill."
yeah. And he's like, "Okay, but now I got to give you my hot dog." Yeah, she's definitely talking about Costco.
I hope she's talking about Costco.
Yeah. Okay. What did somebody said something there? I think it was. I would love to visit Greece.
Oh,
I nearly went to Ibiza instead.
Ibiza? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you got a really bad tan. Burn.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
my
the
first
burn.
time.
I'm gonna go meet Miss Dog Lover in Greece.
Right.
We're gonna party.
When is she going to Greece? Isn't it anytime?
Apparently during the coronation.
Oh, okay. That's why that subject sounds. Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. But Steve, can you tell me all the stuff on that sub? It sounds good. I'm willing to try it, but I will have to be about a 3-inch due to health. Okay. 6-inch, cut it in half. Right. Gotcha. She's asking you to repeat what.
Oh, the Italian BMT. You kind of have to have like a Tums after. It likes to give you heartburn. But Italian BMT on herbs and cheese bread, if they have that type of bread.
It's my favorite.
And then there's a new one out as well called Tex-Mex, I think. I think it's Subway. Anyway, so that's the meat on, which is I think it's like 3 different types of like Italian meat, I think. Then lettuce, cucumber, red onion, green pepper, and I think it's red onion. I mean, sorry, not red onion. Sweet onion sauce with some mayo, and that's it.
Yeah, if not, you're just gonna have to go back at 126 minutes of the live to listen to that. Well, more like
I love Subway's sweet onion sauce, and I don't like onions.
I don't even know that I've had it, to be honest with
It's really sweet. Like it's super sweet for
you. Is
its
it
sauce.
sickly sweet? I don't like sickly.
No, it's
Yeah,
not,
it is.
not that. It's not to the point where it's sickly, but they only put like
Right.
a pea size on anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, I want to let my husband
Oh,
go.
really?
Because what?
Right. I was just reading. She said security have announced a strike at Heathrow the day that she goes to Greece.
Oh.
I thought they were done with that. I think they were doing strikes like right after I got back from Portugal in November. I feel like.
Sorry, I keep moving around here. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I didn't know that was going on. Yeah. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna let my husband get going on. Husband, I appreciate you coming on, of course, tonight for our anniversary in a sense, but your anniversary of landing here 8 years ago today. And I am so grateful that, after going through a couple people to get to my husband.
Yeah, that wasn't a fun drive back. I'm gonna say that.
Well, honey,
That wasn't a fun drive back to the house, your house, when I first landed.
oh, I
Like
know.
11-hour flight
I know.
down, and then it was like what 4 or 5 hours of just messing around, and then get.
Adam,
Yeah.
he couldn't even tell you what we did that night. Trust me.
No, I don't even remember the first week.
I remember what we did.
He was unconscious.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Maybe that was the plan. Maybe she planned it with Rachel.
He was unconscious. Like for the first few days, and
He woke up married.
yeah, right, yeah. Well, like I said,
I was
like
in a wheelbarrow for some reason.
I am glad his brother's out here, so at least he has. I just wanted him to feel, like even though I know I don't want to call it intrusive on our relationship, but obviously it builds that different dynamic because normally guys that just hang, swing low, sweet chair, right, and then you have to like always like worry about being dressed or all the time and stuff like that. But I love the fact that his brother that he's teaching his brother, that his brother's out here. His brother's like, his brother's got quite a bit of money saved up, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Any single ladies in the area?
Yeah, he's a really good looking dude. Not gonna lie, the whole family is. Well, the mom's gorgeous. Steve and his brother Ricky look like his dad, and Steve's
don't say that.
nose area is more like his mom's, I would say, whereas Ryan kind of has the look of the other side of the.
Ryan's a good looking kid.
Yeah, he's a good.
So any single ladies in the BC area?
He's like 6 foot. How tall is Ryan? 6'3" or 4?
6'2".
Is okay 6'2". Why did I give him more inches than I guess he was?
I don't know. But I'm 7'4", so maybe.
7'4" wide. No, just kidding.
Okay, I'm banning you. Don't know who you are.
But no, I
harassment.
Yeah, I'm glad my husband does have somebody out here, so that it took away from. Because there's nothing worse than when you feel like you are all alone and don't have anybody to call your own, in a sense. I'm just making it up.
No, it's definitely different because it's like when I want to talk to my family after work, they're all asleep.
Yeah.
And it's like I only get to really talk to them on lunch at work, other than weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Steve, you know what I get to do that you don't get to do?
What?
Sonny, try to talk.
Oh, what? I want this button.
Whatever. What was one of the best things you love about me, honey?
It's definitely that mute button.
I don't talk much. I remember
Just
when
get one implanted on your forehead and just go.
one of those assholes. I remember when Paula, that's my sister Satan, by the way. I remember when Paula says, you don't say much, but when you say something, it's really funny or whatever. And I'm like, you obviously don't know me, sister, because I say a lot of things. Like, I just remember when she said that, I just stood out because I'm like, no one would ever say that about me, Well, you don't say much. No, I say a lot, to be honest with you. I've always been a talker. When I'm not saying much, it's just because I'm tired. typically.
which happened a lot. I saying that we never brought that up.
What?
It's before I came to Canada, when we used to go on Skype and I'd share a screen and watch a movie, or 3 minutes of a movie,
Right.
because it'll go, oh, let's watch this. She'll be saying, let's watch this movie. Let's watch. I was like, okay, fine. I'll watch it. And then 3, 4, 5 minutes in, all I can hear is snoring. I'm like, so am I watching this movie then, I guess? And then I don't even know how many times I'll just end call, write a message, and then when she decides to wake up in 7 hours' time, she'll message going, "Oh, I didn't know I fell asleep." Then it became just a running joke that if we're going to watch a movie, I'll watch it for 5 minutes by myself. Then
that's because I worked night audit. So when I got home, it was really early in the morning, and for him it was like obviously 7. Good night, Good night, Ginger.
Good night, Ginger.
Adam, did you yawn? Did somebody yawn?
Nope.
I
Not
feel like
me.
they want to yawn. Okay.
Might have been me.
Yeah, and so then, and sometimes I'd come back because that was like my day to me, and I'd freaking pour some of that Captain Morgan and stuff, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm good to go. Let's watch a movie, and then honestly, I'd be like, how loud was I snoring? Like, was I snoring really loud? Because I knew my snoring back then.
Oh, it is very bad.
Oh,
I even got onto her microphone settings and turned her down to like 2%, but I had to have it on so I knew when she woke up, because I minimized everything and just played my games. But I had to play my games with a very quiet snoring in the background.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happened multiple times, didn't it? And I'd always wake up in a panic because I was like, wait, I was watching a movie and then I'd see a message going, well, have a good night.
Aww.
It happened all the time. It's just because I had just finished doing a night shift, and you know how night audit is. No matter what, you still usually sleep more because you know what I mean? Even though during the day it's like same amount of hours, but your body seems to want to sleep more when you've been up all night and whatever. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna let my husband go. Husband, thank you very much for doing this tonight. Again, love you so much. My husband, honestly, I wish I could clone him for you guys and be like, bing, bing. Well, Deb, you can keep your husband. Alexa, okay, fine. But whoever else has a good husband. But if you don't,
I'm not that great.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I give credit where credit's due. And I mean, my husband's a great husband, and I love you. Thank you for joining us tonight.
I love you.
Go back to bed.
Adam. Oh no, sorry, I was talking to Adam.
Obviously, you'll get to hear her snoring later.
No, because I force her now to sleep on her stomach. Because if she sleeps on her back, no.
Oh, hey, just quickly, honey, how are those pillows that came in that I bought? And then remember?
Well, the Hobbit pillows.
Well, no, there's
the ones that are this big.
Well, there's the first pillows that I bought. They were pillowcases, okay? I swore they were pillows, even went back and looked. Swore they were pillows. My sister hands me these 2 little flat cases, and I'm thinking they're going to blow up into a case. Nope, they're pillowcases, okay? So I'm like, husband, don't worry about it because we were
I was going to buy me some pillows.
We were going to buy some pillows when we were at Walmart that one day, just the other day. And I said, no, because don't worry about it. I got pillows on order. Plus, I got the ones coming into the bedspread that are coming, right? So husband says, well, I don't know about this thing. I don't know if there's pillows in there. This box isn't that big. And I'm like, oh, husband, it's probably one of those things where they, have sealed it and you open it up and poof, there you go. Sure enough, Adam.
It's like a magic box.
There was no pillows in there either. They were just pillow cases. And so the pillows that did come with it, the ones that they did show, so it came with a bed skirt and no sheets. I didn't know that either, but whatever. Anyways, the pillows were like about, little decorative ones. My husband's like, what the F am I going to do with this? And so he takes it. Yeah.
They're the pillows you throw off the bed as you go to bed.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Well,
you're going to throw them off the bed every time you need to.
Yeah.
it was just like, so he of course goes out and goes, I gotta show Ryan this. Hey, Ryan, look at the pillows. Look at this. What am I gonna do with this? I'm just like, I swear to God, I'm never buying any more things because every time I was even sure that it said pillowcases, Deb. Okay. Like, how do I screw up both times? Okay. Seriously. Because all you're doing is seeing pillow cushion, not pillow cushion, pillowcase. Buggers. Anyways. Yeah, just for staging. Anyways, honey, love you. You go off, go enjoy the rest of your night gaming.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make a tea.
Yeah. Oh, typical Brit thing to say.
Yep.
Honey,
All right.
thanks for doing that. I'll take one too.
I need a drink.
Yeah. Love you. Okay, honey. Bye, sweetheart.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us with my husband tonight and that. And then
Yep.
we're not leaving yet because we're gonna still talk a little bit about Delphi and that. Yeah.
Okay. Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
Bye, honey. Love you.
Bye.
All right. Thank you guys. So Lacey says I found out today my dad's longtime friend was we'll call it unalived in October. He couldn't get hold of him for months. So he Googled his name and found it.
Wow.
They haven't found the person responsible. Wow.
I'm so sorry, Lacey.
And it's always weird when it's like that close to home, eh? It's not like a true crime story. It's like truly in your own backyard on that. Found out my dad's long time over. He couldn't get hold of him for months. Yes, I'm so sorry for your dad's loss there as well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that Blaine's mom had posted something today about Blaine and how much she missed him, and it made me think of him today.
Oh, Blaine's mom?
Yeah, it just made me think of him today.
Yeah. I was gonna say I can't honestly say that he goes through my head every day. Maybe every other day. Depends sometimes because just how the brain when it's occupied or whatever. But I think about Blaine constantly. Like, I mean, actually, I was just thinking about him yesterday, as a matter of fact. Because again, I really do. Like, I mean, I really enjoyed having Blaine on our lives. And the reason why I did and we did, just because he was a decent guy. He was like, just it was like our big bear hug redhead guy that would come on. He always had this smile. He so reminded me of my niece Haley, like almost like a male version of Haley. And Haley's doing really good. She's lost about 130 pounds and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, she was at 350. She's lost about 130 or 50 pounds, she said the other day when I seen her. And I'm like, good, because sweetheart, at your age, to have that type of weight on you, right? She was like, well, I was always a big kid. And I'm like, no, you weren't actually. She only became a bigger girl once she went to live with her dad. But in our family, if you don't take care of yourself and eat properly, you will put on weight, So it's very easy in our family. My mom and my grandma were just little sticks, really. But in our family still, again, if you ate whatever, didn't eat properly, but we always played sports, so I never had to worry about that. So it was only after I remember delivering at 210 and I was 120 pounds when I delivered Matthew. But yeah, in the family, you have to definitely watch. But anyways, so because Haley she was a double child, but she was just a small little thing. I called her tweezer fingers. That kid could, again, the stories, that child.
Diamond, I believe she has commented on that. I've not paid any attention to that. I mean, what someone thinks about a family member is, I just noticed her post today about Blaine and it made me think of him. But no, I think she has posted about her brother's lawyer or about her brother and his situation. I haven't paid any attention to that aspect.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I didn't see what Diamond Eye's comment was.
Just she asked if Blaine's mom had posted about her brother's lawyer, and it made me think of. But I didn't pay any attention to any of the stuff said about her brother, really.
It's still in
But that's her brother. I'm not gonna, pass judgment.
Glen Farmer, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It's still an active investigation. His name is Leonard Perver, and this was in Bend, Oregon. His
Wow.
soon-to-be ex-wife was acting suspicious a few days before this unalived happened. Well, so while I mean, obviously you're just finding out about it, but obviously nobody's been arrested yet for it. So, very sad. If by chance she does have something to do with it, and hopefully your dad's friend there will get his justice, like anyone. To be honest with you, he'll over.
So horrible. Oh.
Sorry, can you go do everything over again? I just got done with a 6-hour conversation with Walmart. I mean, fight. What was funny on this one, Adam, was, and I was almost thinking about making a video about it, but there was this Walmart video I happened to watch yesterday. And all I seen was the part where the guy clocks the check. The manager clocks this check. So when you watch the whole thing, what happened was this black lady is shopping at Walmart. She's kind of like definitely a bigger black lady, okay? And her bill is over $1,000, and she's saying that she can't afford anything past $1,000, and she wants to talk to a manager. So the cashier, I guess, apparently said, sorry that there's no manager on duty right now, or whatever bullshit, because that would be bullshit.
Oh, did Deb go to bed? I'm sorry.
Did Deb go to bed? Yeah.
I saw someone say good night, Deb. So Deb, if you're going to bed, good night.
Deb, if you're going, or did
Deb doesn't go to bed this early though. So
no, we don't know that. Deb doesn't go to bed this early. Yeah, and so, if that is for her, yeah, she was saying bye to Steve. Okay, we knew that Deb does not go to bed that early. Okay, yeah, and so, what was it? Okay, so this big black lady is asking this Walmart cashier if she can get a manager, and she had said something like, I can't tonight, or whatever. She basically wanted to have whatever they're called, freebies in a sense, to be able to get the stuff that she all had, but she could only afford the $1,000. So you could see this black lady getting up and throwing her body basically at the cashier. So the cashier, had kind of come around and said, sorry, she had all his carts full. And she's, when somebody's bumping you in the chest in a sense. Well, that's what this black lady was doing to her. And then the cashier basically put her arms out and kind of don't get away from me type of thing. So then the loss prevention guy comes and he's talking to her. And then he starts having to then she comes starting to almost like attack him in a sense, or aggressively move towards him. So he goes into this office space, you can see, and that's where you don't see, but you see him, and then he literally clocks her right across the face. And the bottom line was, he actually was not at fault, because you would think because he hit her, but no. So what happened was that she aggressively came at him, basically trapped him in the office room. And so he was feeling panicked because of how he had already reacted. And he was kind of frightened for she was a big chick, okay? It wasn't some small black lady. This was a big black lady. And he literally just clocked her. And then she's sitting there in her whacked out world saying to the officers, but he hit me.
Right. And
they're like, too bad. We just watched the cameras. You started it. So basically in her eyes, it was kind of and then she went all weird and stuff as she was talking, though, weird. But she kept saying that she was standing up, that she was taking a stance. Taking a stance for what? You were being a total bitch customer. You were totally aggressive towards the cashier and towards that the manager loss prevention guy, and you deserve to get clocked. I mean, she's like, that's not how you deal with the situation. Well, lady, okay, let's see. Well, first of all, you're the one that started the whole situation. You're the one that followed this guy into the office, and then he clocks you, and you're gonna cry me a boo hoo hoo. And then she's like, I'm taking a stand, and they're like saying, like, then basically he blocks her from Walmart, and says you're not allowed, like you're trespassing at Walmart right now. And then she's like, you can't tell me whatever. And then anyway, she starts arguing with the officers. She's like, well, you're just going to have to arrest me then. And then they're like, absolutely. You're under arrest.
Wow.
And yeah. And honestly, but it was nice to see because, sometimes people think that just because you hit someone that they're going to be responsible. But it was because of her threatening in a sense that, and making him fear for his stop. You stop. Okay. Stop.
Sorry.
Stop. Okay. But yeah, so so I was watching it going, yeah, good for them, because this lady's trying to pull like the card, and I'm like, lady, you're on camera. Okay, you literally are the one at fault here. And she was, but it was almost becoming one of those whole racist things again. Like, I'm taking a stand because Black Americans never get, like people have to take stands because I want repercussions, or not repercussions. I want percussions, or whatever she was calling them, so that, so that we can get this, I can get this food for free. And it was almost like a whole, like, I'm taking a black stance thing. Lady, you're like any other customer. Okay. I mean, if you can't pay for your shit, then have someone call you back and see if you can get some, money off of it. But all it was because she went over her bill, and she wanted the stuff but didn't want to have to pay for the rest of it. Hey, Chaotic, how are you?
Hey, Chaotic.
That's not me. I just want, right. Okay. Shelly, tell us the truth. Give us the details for the same one. Walmart. I mean, when I worked
I don't go there.
you don't go there?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing against it. I just don't have a lot of things I need to buy like that. So
Yeah.
I usually just buy my stuff
Yeah.
online or at the grocery store.
Yeah.
I know, I know for a lot of people, if you're trying to feed a family of 4, you can save a lot of money maybe going there, but
well, that's
So-
exactly it. Me and I worked at Walmart in Whitecourt, and honestly, Walmart's one of the worst places to work for. They just are. At least the store I was at. But for a company that practices principles of respect, that is the least that they do there. Honestly, all those stupid CBLs that they have mean zero, zilch, nothing.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I've become a fan of Costco. Being up
Yeah.
here at my parents' house, more the last month, I've gone to Costco now twice, and Costco can be fun. I like Costco.
Oh no, Costco. My sister would always give us a free, because Costco at the time back in the day, you had to be a member of a business in a sense, and then they reverted. But anyways, my sister would always give us like free cards so that we could get in. So that was always nice. But Costco always run you up a big bill though.
Oh, yeah.
Costco, yeah. But I hate Walmart. But because we had to get some certain things, it was just easiest to do a Walmart trip. Other than that, honestly, Walmart's nothing to me. But I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean, I just remember when Walmart came to Canada, and it was like, get the hell out of here, honestly. Like, that's how, honestly, I just wanted them to go away, because it was just a big store coming in, and to bully the other stores around pretty much is what happened. And you could just see it happening. That's like when Target came and failed. I was like, sweet, because there's enough of these stores.
We like Target down here.
Yeah, well, you know what? I honestly had never been in a Target. I didn't even know we had Targets when we actually had Targets, but I did learn. And maybe I would like it if they were like a Kmart. They're like a Kmart, because we used to have Kmarts and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm just not a huge fan of the big ass corporations just coming in from United States or wherever, and just kind of like basically putting all the small businesses out of jobs because they're ridiculous, because obviously they can offer these prices. And don't get me wrong, it's like so many of us bitch about Walmart, but we shop there still because we
Right.
know that they're cheap. I just not a fan of, like I said, they came in and it basically really hurt the other stores for sure.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
sure.
But the thing is that when everything's made out of China and all these different things, and everything's really cheap, and the little sweatshops and stuff like that, how can you? I can't respect that. Of course, I'm not going to sit there and not buy there sometimes because I don't hate them that much. Would be a hypocrite on that one then. But
Wow.
I'm just not a fan of Walmart.
Yeah, you guys are missing out because Targets are nice. I mean, if you have to compare the two.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say I never been in one. Um, uh, in my head, all I was thinking about was that it would kind of reminded me of a Kmart, I think. And I really liked Kmart's when we had Kmart's. Kmart was a nice little store to go into. Or sorry, Zellers. Zellers. That's what I was thinking about. Zellers. And I don't know. I just hated it, the fact that we already had freaking Walmart, and then now we're gonna get a Target, and
Right.
it just becomes about, to me, the stores that are hurting all the little stores around, and it just becomes about money. That's all it is about,
Of course.
right? Everything's just about money. And then when the C word happened, and then everyone had to like backpedal because
Right.
they were getting right. And to me, it's like, that'll teach you guys a lesson. Freaking selling up all the land over there and sitting there, buying everything from over across the water there in China and stuff like that. And weren't producing stuff for ourselves like they used to, more so, because it all becomes about how cheap something is. And you know what I mean? And it's the world just, for me, the world is just, I know it's about money, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't like it. Yeah. Anyways, Target stunk here. Empty stores. Yeah. You guys had one over there in Ontario. Anyone watching Daybell at least?
No,
Um.
I watched the Sun. I watched the Sun testify yesterday. That was the extent of what I've watched.
Um. Yeah. You know what? I've listened to some of it for sure. I mean, I already pretty much know the story of it all. Just a matter of
Damn.
what'd you say?
There goes that Walmart sponsorship.
Oh, I'm so
We
sorry.
love Walmart. We love Walmart.
Walmart, sorry, I had you guys for somebody else. I was thinking of some stupid ass
Oh yeah,
Canadian.
no. We were thinking of that horrible store, Dollar General. No, I know
Yeah,
I love Dollar General.
go Mr. Beast bars. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Dollar Tree. We should get Dollar Tree to.
Dollar Tree now. There we go. That's who should be sponsoring me for sure. Dollar Tree.
I love a Dollar Tree too. So.
Yeah. Right. So Dollar Tree, if you're watching this,
Or Costco. Or Nordstrom.
Costco. Yeah. You know what? Let's take all the Walmart stuff back, because honestly, okay, we love you, Walmart. You know what? I don't care if they're 5 years old. Make them work. Make them work. No, just kidding.
That's right, Kathy Lee.
I was watching. There's a YouTube channel, and it's called Neld, Neld, Neld. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, and like how people do jokes and pranks and whatever. And anyways, one of the things was in one of the rooms is this house that they're trying to sell with real estate, which is a prank. They got this one room with all these shoes and all these kids working, like it's a sweatshop. And then the kid would come out while the person's there that doesn't, that's obviously trying to buy the house, and they'd be like, no water for you. Get back in there right now. You'll get it later. Yeah, and it was quite comical. And I remember the one guy saying, "And if you can't take a joke, then that's your problem." Because
Right.
because he was basically saying that nobody can take a joke anymore. But yeah, it's one of those things. So the kids are like sitting there like a little sweatshop and the thing, and this one lady, she's just like, "Huh, almost like not a bad idea." Huh? give them their freaking Happy Meal, McNuggets. Yeah, okay. But anyways, you guys, let's give me a second. I'm just gonna go grab. I'm just gonna go grab those motions, and
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
Yeah. And then we have another live tomorrow night, of course, for Friday night. And who knows what tomorrow will bring. Okay, stop yawning now. Yeah, no Walmart in Delphi.
Here, let me present this window. Okay, so hey Adam,
Hey, what?
do you think this had anything to do with the raid?
Sunny.
Okay, let me ask you guys in chat. Does any one person here thinks honestly that raid had anything to do with Delphi? Anybody? Anybody at all? Anybody? One person? Does like in all fairness, does anyone think that? Okay, frick me! I'm sitting on this thing and my butt's hurting. All right, get it off me. Oh, I don't know. We got an I don't know. Okay, one second. I gotta move this thing in.
I mean, who knows if it's peripherally related to Delphi? I don't think it is. But do I think these emotions have anything to do with the raid? Absolutely not.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have your people up there to believe it and others that don't, I suppose. Our dollars are around sponsorships too. I don't know. Shelly says, let's see. Our caregivers and family does our shopping. I'm getting used to it. I do miss going out. I need a vacuum cleaner. She came back today with the best for $59 marked down. Oh, sweet. That's good. Always great when you get those deals. For one, it happened in Delphi. Not sure if it's Abby.
Okay, Ray.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said, okay, Ray.
Okay, Ray Jones.
Technically, he's right.
Yeah, it happened in Delphi. Technically, you're right. I don't think it has anything to do with Delphi whatsoever. Myself, like, I mean, whether certain people know each other, yeah, it's okay. You're allowed to be lost. Do you want us to find you? It's gonna cost you. Or we're just gonna leave him in Deb's dungeon. You're in Deb's dungeon. You just don't know it, Antonio. Yeah.
S. Antonio. There were a handful of motions issued in the Richard Allen court case today, and some people, I think, were questioning whether they were related to a raid that happened a week ago Tuesday in Delphi. That there's been absolutely zero correlation to the case with, but some people are trying to connect any dot that they can, and in my opinion, a lot of it has to do with intelligence, and not critical thinking and not logic. But you know what? Maybe I'll stand to be corrected. Maybe I'll be the one that's wrong at the end of the day. But
right.
I doubt it.
It's one of those things, right? That's exactly how I feel about it. I highly doubt anything's connected with it, but might stand to be corrected with it. But I definitely will guarantee you one thing: those Delphi channels are going to ride that. Some of the ones that do Delphi, they're going to ride that, play it out. They're going to milk it like a freaking cow, and they're going to do everything to do it just because I got nothing better to talk about right now. Well, we got this to talk about, I suppose. So let's. So basically, like I said in the video today, is I don't even know how to say this, Adam. What is the meaning of a deuces tecum? I sure, let's go with that, unless someone can tell me I'm saying it wrong.
Well, so it's Latin. I mean, it's Latin. I honestly didn't look up the pronunciation of it.
Me neither.
I doubt it's deuces, but I don't know.
Oh well, let's. You know what? Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Pro. Let me spell this word right. Okay, let's see here. Ready? Oh, I was right.
Oh, is it? Good for you.
I said it right, you guys. Yay.
Yay.
Subpoena deuces tecum. Okay. So,
There you
go. So of course that meant an order that requires a witness to bring documents, books, and or other items under his or her their control that he or she or they is bound by law to produce into evidence. So most people, actually, Adam, you go ahead and talk about it because you were the one that was more or less talking about it with other people as well.
Most people. What were you saying?
Well, you were saying that most people think that it has something to do with the.
Oh, well, I mean, my thought was immediately that this has to do with because if I'm reading here, it requires a witness to bring documents, books, other items that are in control, bound, and these are required to be in physical form, and to me that ruled out social media and it ruled out a number of things. But the thing that seemed the most logical and the most relevant to the most recent things we've heard in this case are that they would have to do with the health records of Richard Allen, most likely probably psychological. And it is something you would have to have a third party subpoena for. And it's something that, the state would have to request the subpoena for a third party. And it's also something you would immediately want to suppress from the public. I don't believe in any way that these are people that they're subpoenaing. I believe that they're just most likely health or psychological records of Richard Allen's.
Yeah, so let's see. So verified request to prohibit public access to the court. So that's basically saying you guys can't have it. Motion for leave of court to subpoena, which that means like a motion or an application for leave is a motion filed with the court seeking permission to deviate from an established rule or procedure of the court. You guys, do we have a lawyer friend? We need a lawyer friend. Alexa, do you have lawyer friends? Anybody in here a lawyer? Or
I talked to a couple today, and
Did you?
yeah, I mean, and the two that I spoke to couldn't, they don't have a full grasp of this case, but both of them said that, absolutely medical records are something that's incredibly commonly requested in this manner.
Well, who is Craig Renfro? Oh, Miss Dog Lover. You don't pay attention to the It's a Crime and Shame channel? You're too busy flirting with me instead? I see. Craig Renfro, Miss Dog Lover. So when Richard Allen was arrested, an alias name that showed up on Richard Allen's documents was this name, Craig Renfro. Now, Craig Renfro is an actual person. So like it's not It said it was an alias, but Craig Renfro was an actual person. So for me, when I look at Craig Renfro's friends list, and you have people like Talitha Beckley, Mike Cunningham, lots more shady people that's on there. What is it? Cottrell's, lots of Cottrell's actually. So to me, I've always wondered, because was it a mistake that this Craig Renfro became an alias on Richard Allen's documents, or was it the fact that he was literally using his name and it attached to him because, yeah, absolutely. So the thing that's very interesting to me is the people's names on his friends list. Now, most people don't really talk about it. So, because most people just was like, oh, so maybe it was a mistake and whatever. I'll keep talking about it because I find that, sometimes when things happen, they're meant to happen for a reason. So perhaps Craig Renfro and Richard Allen know each other. And if you can kind of correlate the fact that the Cottrells or, Talitha Beckley, who's known to be part of the unaliving and the homicide of Nicole Bowen and stuff like that. So I just find it very interesting that Craig Renfro has a lot of these friends, and like Mike Cunningham that knows Derek German and stuff like that. That it's really hard to know because a lot of people attach to each other. But it's one name, and just like that, Elisa Land. Those are two things that are the closest things to kind of look at to try to perhaps tie in Richard Allen. It might be a nothing burger, it might be a something burger, but he definitely has a friends list that meets up with the Paladinos and all those other people as well. So we'll see how that ever plays out. I'm not even sure. Deb, I don't even know what you said there. I'm not saying only one getting it wrong. No, it's spelled that way. Yeah, it's a weird way of spelling it. Yeah. So
exactly. Deb. Thank you. I'm glad that I haven't spoken to Deb about this today, which is odd because normally Deb and I will message about stuff, but I've not talked to her about this today. So I'm glad that our minds are on the same wavelength there.
Because any other evidence would have been collected by Ali already. It's a medical or psychological evidence. I mean, well, it goes with the flow of what's been going on, right? It's been like to the whole asking him to be moved and all these things about, poor Richard Allen thing. No, there's a H on there.
And these were these were requested by the state, and these were all done by the state. So the defense would already have the records, considering, so the prosecution asking for them potentially could be something that comes into play when it comes to the motive that Richard Allen's going. Sorry, Diamond Eyes MP. Are you talking about Mike Patty? Because I don't know where you would have heard that, but that's news to me.
It's that way. If anyone wants to look him up that way. Sorry, Adam, what did you just say about Mike Patty?
Well, MP said it. I heard MP was arrested, and I said,
Mike Patty.
Yeah, I don't know where you would have heard that.
Yep, birds of a feather flock together. You're talking about Julian Powell, Miss Dog Lover. Let me put it this way. I don't rule any of that out because
wait, which Palladino? Wait.
No, she's what? What are you
Okay,
reading?
Palladino. Wait, so you heard MP was MP, which Palladino?
Oh, Mark Palladino. Mark Palladino sits in prison right now.
He's already in jail.
Yeah, if that's who you're referring to.
Oh yeah, sorry. He's our Mark. I'm sorry. Mike Patty. What? I
Yeah.
apologize. No,
Yeah.
Mark Palladino's already in jail.
Yeah, he's already in prison. Drugs.
Now, Jason Palladino, I think was just probably released from jail in January, I believe. But
Correct. I mean, we don't know for sure.
we don't know for sure.
Yeah. So he I mean his earliest release date was January like 23rd or something like that. Somewhere in there. Anyway. So I don't that just said his earliest release date. So did he actually get released on this date? Maybe. But don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But Mark Palladino still sits in the pen there. Hmm. But yeah, you're talking about Julian Powell for the person you're speaking about. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Diamond, Mark Palladino was already in jail on the raid night. I'm sorry.
I wonder. I know, right? Like I said, for me personally, I just think that, like, I won't be shocked. I just don't know. Like, okay, like I keep saying already, I don't know if the truth of Abby and Libby's stories will ever be told. Do I feel like the Palladinos are a likely possibility of being involved based on hearing many different things said about the Palladinos in regards to Delphi? Yes, it makes sense because I still follow that Libby was the target and that it was payback revenge towards Derek German and the being a snitch. Derek German is on the snitch list. That's why he did very little time. But again, he owed money, did drugs, and it doesn't mean that it's true. It just means that to me it's a very high probability that I still think that that's connected. Could be totally wrong about it all. I mean, I just literally could. I don't know. All I know is that for me personally, I've, whether I'm right or wrong, I've worked my ass off on the Delphi case to dig and dig and dig. There's not a lot of people out there that truly dig and put that type of time and effort into something. I like to do stuff like that because it's just a matter of personal knowledge. That's why I always wanted to know the crime scene, because the crime scene I felt had some information to be told. I already knew a few things about the crime scene, but then you have like whatchamacallit, David there, laughing at my message, basically saying, well, your message was stupid. And I'm like, okay, so what was I wrong on that was at the crime scene? Because I was just trying to put things out there. Might not even be accurate, but I know that there's a few things that are accurate for sure. But there's other things that I was just kind of like just tell me, like just let me know if I'm right. I didn't, but then he told me about my message. It was stupid. Like when he said he didn't answer me back like a long time ago, so just tell me then, dude. I know, but he can't because he's underneath of a gag order. But when I asked him, there wasn't no gag order. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that made sense, but then there was like a lot of things that made sense to KD at the time as well, because it really just fit in with everything else. Like it was like cryptic note KD on it. He freaking had it's ridiculous how much those images, even to this day, I still look at them and go, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I mean, I have to get it. I mean, if it's fact that Richard Allen is the one on the bridge and it wasn't KD, okay, so what else? Where else am I wrong? Right? All I know is that each entity of information that I go through is separate. The crime scene is separate. The bridge guy is separate. And the information with open secret stuff and stuff like that is separate. But yet, as a whole, it was like a puzzle fitting itself together. So Palladinos were something that have been talked about by Garrett Kurtz, by
Chris Mathis.
Chris Mathis. But no, not Chris Mathis. Chris Mathis talked about Delphi and Garrett Kurtz, but I don't know that he talked about Jason Palladino. I was talking about, sorry, Nick Edwards and
Okay.
Sheena, right? But Nick Edwards saying that Sheena said that CJ Palladino. But the thing is, the Palladinos, I mean, they're freaking slime buckets for the most part. They're no different than the Grisby family out there. You know, like Mark Palladino's in jail because of robbery, and I think it was robbery, and I'm sure it's to do with drugs as well. But meaning, like these families, like not everyone in them, but the gist of them, they're druggies. They sell drugs. They are like the bullies of people in a sense, and the Grigsbys are no different. Those Grigsbys are like from father to son, right? You're talking about what basically like the kids like Mark Palladino, right? When you don't have a good example growing up, what do you expect? So you end up honestly just like their father. And that's kind of what happened with Palladinos, it seems like, and then with the Grigsbys as well. And the Grigsbys can easily tie back over to, the Peru side there as well. And it just becomes a vicious circle. So all I can say is at the end of the day, I know I worked my ass off, but it doesn't matter how right or wrong I am. I would just like the truth to be told. And if that includes the Palladinos, but I just feel because there has been so many mess ups in this case that I don't know if we'll ever know the true story of what happened to Abby and Libby. Maybe we'll get a good portion of it, perhaps, but I don't know. Maybe we won't hear nothing. Maybe there's going to be some sort of plea deal. And we won't
Maybe
hear
the news will all maybe it'll all come out tomorrow, and then tomorrow night on the show we'll be able to tell the whole Delphi story.
Yeah.
Right. Not
Yeah.
badly.
I mean, the whole thing is just a nightmare in the head from Kagan Klein to Richard Allen to why Abby and Libby that day. Like,
Yeah.
What always sticks out in my head is the fact that nothing usually happens in that small little wakey town type of thing, right?
Right.
Very rare. You can leave your doors open and all that stuff. But what happened that day, or prior to that, obviously, that literally made someone or people go take Abby and Libby's life? That there was this need to unalive those two
And in
girls.
that manner.
Yeah, pardon?
And in that
Right, in that manner. Like to literally, like I said, crime scene, like I said, a plethora of physical evidence, that it was meant to distract. So like there's a reason why this was done. And I just do not see it as Richard Allen that sat there in his little table like a Julian Powell and mapped out. See, Julian Powell to me would be crazy enough to do something like that. I could see someone like a Julian Powell, not to say Julian Powell has anything to do with it, but I could see someone like Julian Powell being a mastermind or doing that, coming up with a plan, coming up with freaking all this stuff. I cannot picture Richard Allen sitting there, putting all this whole plan together, freaking setting up some sort of crime scene to make it look different.
But then again, think about it. We don't know. I keep saying this. We don't know anything about Richard Allen.
No,
so it's hard to be able to say we can't picture it because we really don't know anything about him.
Right.
We know enough about Julian Powell to make that assessment. Yes. We don't know enough about Richard Allen to make that judgment.
Well, and that's just it, Adam. We don't know nothing. We don't know what kind of father he was. We don't know what kind of husband he was, really. People
can. We might soon.
I'm not, like I said, I mean, I hope so. I just don't know if, because of all the flubbers, I just don't know if we'll ever know the truth of truly what happened to Abby and Libby. And what happens if there's a plea deal? Like, what happens if, we don't ever really get to know what happened to Abby and Libby? Like, that's going to be a heartbreaker. Like, so the thing is that then people are going to start talking. Watch. Yeah. Then all the people that have information are going to start talking. Hopefully they're talking now. Like, hopefully but we all know how this happens. There's tons of people out there that might have information, but they're too scared to say anything because their own lives are at risk no matter what. There's a lot of people out there that don't put justice ahead of their own, families and stuff like that because
And now a lot of people are bound by the gag order.
yeah, right. And right, I hope no deals get offered either, but it would just be very heartbreaking if we never did come to know the truth, because I think that's the main part right there, right? Like, we know that Abby and Libby, there's no turning back. They're gone. Sadly, their lives were taken from them. But it's that knowledge, that thirst to understand why. Why? Was it because of revenge? Was it not? Was it because of someone's sick, twisted mind that was a total perv that was looking like a Brian Koberger to, set, you know what I mean? Like, Brian Koberger being younger, but, set out a path to, not I'm guilty, I'm not guilty or whatever, of course, with Koberger, or Richard Allen, by the way, but, to set off on a path of, because they're messed up here. I don't see that with Richard Allen, but but we don't know who Richard Allen is, really. We don't. And that's where it's like a Jason Palladino. You can look at the whole Palladino family and go, oh yeah, those guys are nothing but trouble. You can look at Garrett Kurtz, Ashley. You can look at Chris Malthus. You can look at all these people and go, yep, those people are just trouble. And you can surmise a little bit more with Richard Allen. You're like, where the heck do you even come from? Where do you connect to? Who are you connected to? Are you connected to Kagan Klein? What's the chances of all this happening? And not only do you have to think about that part.
I think I'm from Mexico, Indiana.
Right? And it with Richard Allen is like a stumping block to me. I keep looking and I look and I take breaks and then I look again and I look again because what harm can it do? I mean, we're just biding time until some court dates happen, at some point. So it's one of those things that, I can still talk about Delphi all day long, but it's just regurgitating and circling and circling and circling and circling.
It'll be interesting to see what Andy Baldwin has up his sleeves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Lisa says, I can't help myself but rewrite the 90s rap. Why, oh, why did I have cappuccino too? Well, it's Adam's fault, by the way, if I'm yawning now, even though I think I started it.
Well, I know. 2.5 hours. I was like, oh, well, I've got to go to bed soon.
Why, oh, why did I? You never really ever heard Adam say that crap before, did you guys? No. You never heard Adam saying, oh, I need to go to bed soon. Normally it was like, yeah, chaotic, no problem, I'll be there. Uh-huh. And then he'd be like, all night.
That was before I was hanging out with an 18-month-old during the day.
It's tiring, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's freaking, like, you know what, honestly, and I say it to any guy out there, I'd rather work if I had the choice. No, okay, I'd always prefer to stay home with my child, but meaning if there's a choice between working and taking care of a child, okay, going to work is a lot less stressful and a lot easier than taking care of one child. So imagine having a couple, because they are, Alexa knows and everyone knows, Sadie knows, they are a lot of work. They're rambunctious. You're always cleaning up messes, making the lunches, taking them to school, on and on and on and on. Work, you go to work, hang with your friends, do your job, blah, 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 over, come home, And then usually, most times, not all the time, a lot of times, husbands think that once they get home from work that they can just relax too. Like, well, at least mine did anyway. My ex-husband. And
I did not quit.
What?
Chaotic said Aspen quit the Chaotic show.
Yeah.
That's not true.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. He's turned into a babysitter now. Yeah. He doesn't have time for you anymore, Chaotic. Yeah.
I haven't been back on.
Yeah. If Chaotic didn't go on so late, I could easily go on the shows too, but it's just because it's too late and my husband's in bed, but she goes on at like really late times at night. Yeah. That's because she's a night owl. She's a vampire slayer.
Right. Mel, I was just talking with Mel about Chaotic the other night.
Who are you? All bad or all good?
Oh, well, yeah. Not all good, of course.
It's a truth. Remember, we're a truthful channel. Yeah. Yeah. So what? No, go ahead. What were you guys talking about? Go on. Anything?
Well, no, she was just asking if I had to talk to her, and I was like, I said we needed to schedule a stream soon.
Mm. I don't know. I guess you're gonna have to book him in now. Chaotic. Yeah. To see when he's available. Yeah. But it's very tiring looking after children.
Yeah.
Very tiring. But I loved it. You
I
know.
gotta get ready for the live tomorrow night. Never know what'll happen tomorrow, right?
Wow, you never know. Maybe we won't even do a live. Then you definitely won't know. No. Yeah, we'll get going here. We'll go in 4 minutes here, guys. Okay, Adam, anything else? Oh, Alexa, you're still alive and awake, eh?
Okay.
Yeah, from whipping. I want to make sure that we thank everyone that did donate tonight. Appreciate that so much again. It's kind of been a harder month for us, and it really does help. So I want to say I love you and thank you. I guess I should pull up their names, eh? Let me do that. Do you remember everyone?
Miss Dog Lover said, it's 5 a.m. here. Good job. I have no intention of working from home today.
Didn't Miss Dog? You know what? She couldn't keep her word if her life depended on it. Remember how many times she said, "Yeah, I'm tired. I'm just gonna probably listen but not talk." And
like tonight.
And then, or when she said she's gone, and then an hour later yells, "Freaking see her typing in the show," and you're like, "I thought you went to bed, Miss Dog."
But she asked three really good questions tonight, and she gave 2 donations. So thank you, Miss Dog Lover.
Let's see. Well, she has 3 really good questions.
Oh, did I say 2 or 3?
I think you said 2 at first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That there was the 3 on the one, and then there was other donation.
That third one was my favorite question.
Yeah. So let's see here. Miss Dog Lover did a $4.99. Miss Dog Lover did a $1.99. One of them was saying Sunny puts her heart and soul into things. The other one says we should do a stream of Brits and blah blah blah. That one. And then it was Deb's True Crime Notebooks. Steve, what is your favorite thing about Sunny? It's actually telling me here. The Miss Dog Lover did a $19.99, and that's where she asked 3 questions. She wanted quantity, not and she wanted quality, I think, on that one too. That was with the whipped cream one. And are you fighting an accent, Steve? And then Lacey did $1.99, said happy anniversary, Sunny and Steve. And if I'm not mistaken, Mustang did a $5 donation.
Yeah. And you said Deborah, I believe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Alexa, my love.
Alexa started us out.
Yeah, she started it off with a $10 donation.
Thank you, Alexa.
So yeah. And YouTube, screw you. I'm tired of giving you 30%. I know, right? But make sure I get all that stuff in there. Does anyone, Adam, do you have anything else to say, or does anyone have anything else? Because we will be doing a live tomorrow. Or we're going to do an unaliving. Haven't decided yet. Do you have anything else, Adam?
I don't. I think I'm good until tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Lisa, they love me, really.
We do.
Miss Dog Lover, if you donate again, I'll say yes. I'll answer that question for a nominal fee. Not like you haven't done enough, but yeah. No. You guys, thank you guys so much. And I really did. I do like it when my husband can come on sometimes.
Oh yeah, he was great. He was fun.
I wish you guys would honestly get to see the really joking side of my husband, but it's one of those things. Like, I mean, you guys can usually catch the joking side of him, but my husband's a hoot. He's always funny to say. Ooh, that reminds me. I got bacon and eggers in the fridge that I can go heat up. Ooh. I'm gonna get fired. But yeah, Miss Dog Lover, we'll do a live sometime in the near future here with you perhaps John and husband, and not too soon, because husband might say no. He'd be like, no, 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 I'm good for a month or so. Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, we'll think of something, okay, Miss Dog Lover. Okay, you guys. Well, I want to say that I love you. I'm not really sure about Adam, but I do.
I love you all.
Wait, what the f is an egger? Is this an egg in the toaster?
Yeah, Lisa, try it out. See how it works for you.
No. Here, we'll get rid of that. No. Okay, so A&W has bacon and eggers, or sausage and eggers. So I made my husband a bacon and sausage egger that you put between like a hot or hamburger bun type of thing. And so that's what I made them. But I don't really like sausage all too well. I don't hate it any as much as I used to. I don't know why. It's just the taste of it. Just bleh. But anyways, right. I can actually eat sausages now. Actually, to be honest with you, Adam, at the Canada, the hotel, when I had to make breakfast, honestly, those little tiny sausages that were like little minis, they were almost like eating like buttery sausage. Those things were really good. So lots of times I would take mashed potato. I'd make mashed potatoes. I'd take eggs, potato cubes, bacon, sausage, and I'd make a mash of it for the people that stayed in their hotel. I will give you 99 cents. Take your shirt off. Oh, sorry, that's not a question. That's just being what's it like? What's the word I want to use? Not obedient.
Salute.
I mean, I've been a good salute. I haven't taken it off, but what's the word I'm looking for when somebody's okay in a relationship, Adam? When somebody's more the aggressor, yeah. What's that word I'm looking for?
I mean, I wouldn't know.
She domination. I think she's a dominatrix, Shelley. To be honest with you, husband said you love salt. Well, I do love his sausage. That's not even a question.
I gotta go.
I know you guys don't need to listen to this, but it's like a magical sausage. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Get jealous, but it's
Yeah,
true.
go clap his biscuits.
Like it's almost like some little fairy wand came along, and it was just like he's just like magical. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, has everybody left the building? Yeah, you're welcome. I know. TMI.
We're all throwing up our eggers.
Yeah. Like I said, I got a really good husband, so I'm not gonna play.
I'm playing.
I have a better husband than he has a wife. No, definitely that way. But if there's anyone that loves a lot, that's me. That one, no one can take away. Anyways, you guys have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, take care, guys. Bye. Ray Jones is all getting jealous, I bet.
Of course he
He
is.
was like, I think I got the biggest sausage in there. I think that's what he said. Night, guys.
Good night.